Hello, everybody. You're welcome to another time with Fortune Percy. And I want to say, I know you've missed me. You've missed seeing my face. I just want to say, I missed you too. I did. I did miss you. Okay, so today we're going to be having a class on le verbe, meaning verbs. So we're going to be looking at two auxiliary verbs. First, we're going to be looking at two auxiliary verbs, the verbs être and the verb avoir. So now être means to be and avoir means to have. So we're going to be looking at the conjugations of these verbs. First, the verb être, the verb to be. So before we start conjugating them, we are going to look at the pronouns. We're going to look at the pronouns. So first person singular, the pronoun is je, meaning I. And the second person singular, the pronoun is tu, meaning you. The third person singular, the pronoun is il, elle, or on, meaning he, she, it. The first person plural is nous, meaning we. Then the second person plural is vous, meaning you. Now, this you can be used to address someone you don't have a close relationship with. It can also be used to address someone that is older than you, someone in age, right? And also it can also be used to address large quantity or large number of persons, not quantity. Large number of persons. You also use vous. Now, thirdly, we have the third person plural, which is il or elle. I spell ILS or ELLES, and it means they. So now, going back to our verb être, for the first person singular, we have suis, je suis, I am, je suis, I am. The second person singular, we have tu, and we have tu es. For the third person singular, we have il, elle, on est. Il, elle, on est. He, she, it is. Now, for the first person plural, we have nous sommes, we are. And the second person plural, we have vous êtes, you are. And the third person plural, we have ils, elles sont, they are. Okay, now, so yes, il and elle, they both mean they, right? But il is used to address a crowd or a number of persons that are all masculine, right? And another way we use il is to address a number of persons that are not just all masculine. For example, there might be 5 females with 1 male or 5 female with 2 male. You use il when talking about them in French. And then elle is used for only female. Elles sont, ils sont, elles sont. That is for the verb être. Now, moving to the verb avoir. First person singular, we have j'ai. Second person singular, we have tu as. Third person singular, we have il, elle, on a. Il, elle, on a. Then for the first person plural, we have nous avons, we have. Then the second person plural, we have vous avez, meaning you have. And for the third person plural, we have il, elles ont. Ils, elles ont. They have. That is for the verb avoir. Moving on, we're going to be looking at the conjugation of our ER verbs. Now, I'm going to give you the endings of these ER verbs, but note there are still some verbs that end with ER that do not follow the same rule. They are called exceptions. So I'll give you the endings of these ER verbs, and let's start. The ending of ER verbs, first person singular, the ending is E. For the second person singular is ES. Third person singular is E. First person plural, ONS. Second person plural, EZ. Third person plural, ENT. Now let's apply it to our verb. The verb we're going to be using for today is parler. The verb parler, which means to speak. Now, conjugating parler, here we have first person singular. First person singular of parler, we have je parle. P-A-R-L-E. Now, what I usually teach people, or what I usually do, is I take out the ending, the ER ending, right? And then I put PARL from the beginning, from the first person singular to the third person plural, PARL. Then I just fix in the endings. So we're going to do things differently today, right? So for the first person singular, like I earlier said, it is je parle, je parle. Second person singular, tu parles. Third person singular, il, elle parle. On parle. For the first person plural, we have nous parlons. Nous parlons. Second person plural, we have vous parlez. And the third person plural, we have il, elle parle. Il, elle parle. The pronunciations might be alike, but the spelling, when you're writing them down, it's actually different. It shows that it's actually in the plural form. So now, after looking at the verb parler, we're going to look at the verb manger, which is an exception to this ending, right? Or the ending of the ER verb conjugations. So for manger, we have je mange, first person singular. Tu manges, second person singular. Il, elle, on mange. For the third person singular, we have, that's for the third person singular. Then for the first person plural, we have nous mangeons. Now, if you look at parler, for the first person plural, we have the spelling, we have it as PARLONS. But for manger, the first person plural, we have MANGEONS. So that is the part where it doesn't follow through with the normal conjugation, or the normal or the other ER verbs. That's actually the difference in conjugation, the E that is there. Normally, if it was following the normal conjugation, we're supposed to have MANGONS. If you write that, you are wrong. The right thing is MANGEONS. Nous mangeons. Then for the second person plural, we have vous mangez. And for the third person plural, we have il, elle mange. That is it for the ER verb. Next, we're going to be looking at the conjugation for IR. We're going to be looking at the endings. Now, for the IR verbs, for we're going to look at the verb finir, which means to finish, finir. We're going to look at the conjugation. The first person singular ends with IS. Second person singular, IS. Third person singular, IT. First person plural, ISSONS. Third person, sorry, second person plural. Second person plural is ISSEZ. And for the third person plural, we have ISSENT. So putting it into practice with our verb fini, we have je finis, tu finis, il, elle, on finit, nous finissons, vous finissez, il, elle finissent. That is it for the verb fini, for the IR verb. Now, I'm going to give you a little devoir, a little assignment. So we're going to conjugate, or you are going to conjugate the verb choisir, the verb to choose. So it is an exception to the rule we just gave for the IR verb conjugations. But attempt to conjugate the verb choisir and please put it on the comment section. I will be looking out for it. Thank you so much. That wraps it up for our class for today. I remain Fortune Persui, and thank you for having a wonderful time with me. See you next class. Au revoir. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Au revoir.